As the world's original maker of chocolate-covered macadamias, nobody makes a tastier chocolate-covered macadamia than we do. So how does a macadamia become a Hawaiian Host chocolate-covered macadamia? You're about to find out. It all starts with Grade A premium macadamias. The best macadamias are grown in Hawaii and throughout the tropics, where there's fertile soil, lots of sunshine, and abundant rainfall. By working closely with macadamia farmers, we monitor the health of the trees and work together to increase the quality of the crop. Each macadamia kernel takes about 7 months to develop, starting with the appearance of tiny white flowers and progressing into mature nuts, ready for harvesting. When a nut reaches the right amount of sugar and oil content, the tree decides that it is ripe and lets it drop. The kernel inside is safely protected by a tough outer husk and hard inner shell. Pickers painstakingly gather each nut by hand. From the farm, the macadamia nuts are then delivered fresh to our macadamia husking plant. In a husking process perfected over decades, the nuts are air-dried in large silos to reduce their moisture content, preserving the macadamia's unique flavor and freshness. Next, the husks are removed, revealing the glossy inner shell that protects the tasty gold within. Quality tests are performed to ensure that every crop meets Hawaiian Host's superior standards. Every nut must pass a visual inspection for insect damage, mold, or other imperfections, with nimble hands removing any nuts that aren't worthy of becoming a Hawaiian Host chocolate-covered macadamia. The leftover husks are recycled as mulch so that nothing goes to waste in the process. The in-shell macadamias then go to our nut cracking plant to have their shells removed. Macadamias have the hardest shell of any nut, requiring over 300 pounds of pressure to crack it. Direct from the shell cracking plant, vacuum-sealed bags of macadamia kernels arrive at the candy-making factory to be dry roasted. Dry roasting enhances the buttery flavor of the macadamia, in addition to ensuring the quality and food safety of the nut. Hawaiian Host was the first in the world to utilize this process instead of cooking the macadamia nuts in oil. The roasted macadamias are inspected yet again to remove any last immature or imperfect nuts, leaving only the finest nuts to be covered in Hawaiian Host's signature milk chocolate. The making of Hawaiian Host chocolate is a closely guarded secret, but we can explain the process using these illustrations. We start with freshly harvested cocoa beans that are cleaned, dried, and then roasted to develop their flavor profile. The roasted cocoa beans are then ground and milled into a pure chocolate liqueur. Using a milk crumb process developed in Europe over 100 years ago, sweetened condensed milk and sugar are caramelized, then added to the chocolate liqueur. While other chocolate makers may settle for cheaper powdered milk at this stage, milk crumb is what gives Hawaiian Host milk chocolate its ultra-creamy taste. Refining the chocolate helps to develop its silky smooth mouthfeel, while conching brings out its full breadth of flavor. Chocolate that is ready to be used is held in giant temperature-controlled tanks. Each tank holds over 50,000 pounds of luscious Hawaiian Host chocolate. Individually, sweet chocolate and crunchy macadamias are delectable. Brought together, they're absolutely magical. Chocolate depositors create soft beds of chocolate upon which the roasted macadamias can rest. To ensure the utmost quality, the chocolate is held at a temperature so exact it varies by only 0.5 degree Fahrenheit. Roasted macadamias are placed onto the chocolate beds by machine, then adjusted individually by hand. In a day, a single worker may adjust over 10,000 macadamia pieces. A follow-up inspection replaces any missing macadamias before entering the chocolate enrober, a sort of mini chocolate waterfall. Every macadamia is covered in silky milk chocolate, not once, but twice. And yet another quality inspection is made to remove any last air pockets. Even Hawaiian Host's decorative chocolate swirl gets an inspection. Each confection then travels through a temperature-controlled cooling tunnel to bring forth the chocolate's perfect gloss and snap. Only now, after its long journey from farm to factory, can a macadamia be called an original Hawaiian Host chocolate-covered macadamia. Each year, over 250 million of these magical bites of aloha are hand-packed into trays, checked for proper weight, boxed, individually laser-coated with a best before date and quality tracking code, shrink-wrapped, placed into cases, palletized, loaded onto delivery trucks, then shipped to over 20 countries across the globe for the world's taste buds to enjoy. It's a product born in Hawaii, made with the aloha spirit, and produced following the highest quality standards. And that is how a macadamia becomes a Hawaiian Host chocolate-covered macadamia.